Good evening and welcome inside the GCU softball stadium on the campus of Grand Canyon University as we get set for some more softball action with the Lopes taking on the Utah Valley Wolverine in the second game of a three-game set at home this weekend. Jack O'Hara here with you as Yessie Morrison on the mound here tonight for the Lopes looks to top what Ryan Denhart did earlier tonight, tossing a complete game two-hit shutout en route to a Lopes 2-0 victory over the Wolverine, looking to take both games on this Friday in the first two of this three-game set. Denhart with a masterpiece earlier tonight, tossing 7 innings pitched, only allowing 2 hits, no runs, both hits coming in the top half of the 7th inning, no hitting the Wolverines through 6. We'll see what Yessie Morrison has on tap for the Lopes tonight as she comes into this one. 6-4, has had a phenomenal season thus far. In 59 total innings pitched, has only allowed 61 hits, 17 earned runs while striking out 17. And she will do battle now with the senior for the Wolverines, Skylar Cook, the designated hitter, coming into this at-bat hitting .298 with 3 runs batted in. Cook went 0 for 2 in the first game of this doubleheader. So it looks like Morrison is ready, Cook's ready, let's do it here in Phoenix. First pitch is bunted and missed for a strike, and we are underway. So it'll be Cook, Doughty, and Bott for Utah Valley as they look to even up the series at a game apiece here tonight. And like I just mentioned, Yessie Morrison looking for her 7th win of the spring. Pitch bunted foul, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Cook. Kaylee Dietrich behind home plate for the Lopes here in this nightcap as Kaylee Holland gets the second game off. But other than that, it looks like the same lineup here tonight for the Lopes. Lorianne Olson in right field. We got Shay Smith at short, Sierra Smith at third base, Savannah Torville at second. That pitch misses outside. Maddie Daddle out in left, Taylor Kay in center field. And Lily Bishop, the designated hitter, once again for the Lopes here tonight. This will be a 1-2 pitch here to Cook, looking to protect the plate here. Off-speed pitch just misses on the inside part of the plate, and the count evens up at 2-2. Two-two pitch, tapped softly in front of Yessie Morrison, on to first, not in time. It's going to be an infield single for Cook to start this one, as she just beats out the throw from Morrison. So Skylar Cook utilizing her speed right out of the gate here for Utah Valley as they have a runner on first base with nobody out as the freshman Abby Doughty digs in. Doughty picking up the first hit of the ball game for Utah Valley in that top half of the 7th inning against Ryan Denhart in game 1. As she looks for the bunt, bunts at foul, count 0-1. So Utah Valley looking to get a runner in scoring position right out of the gate here against Yessie Morrison. Cook leads off first, the pitch. Taps slowly on the right side and foul, so the count quickly 0-2 now on Doughty as Morrison gets ahead of the first 2 hitters in this Wolverine lineup. Yessie Morrison's last outing coming last weekend against Ohio State, throwing 8 innings pitched in an extra inning loss to Ohio State. Buckeyes tallying 7 hits off of Morrison while only picking up 2 earned runs. Excuse me, it was a 4-3 Lopes win that day in 8 innings. Yessie Morrison picking up the win. So 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, only 2 earned runs, 3 runs overall. Struck out 3 in that ball game as that pitch is outside. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Speedy Skylar Cook over there at first base, trying to catch Jessie Morrison off guard. We'll see if she tries to take off here with nobody out in the first inning. As Morrison gets assigned, 2-2 pitch is ripped in the air to right field. And it's going to be caught out there by Lorianne Olson. So Dowdy hits it right on the nose, right at Olson. Throws to first, does not get Cook, as Cook is on first base with 1 away. So with 1 away, junior Lindsey Steverson, the second baseman for the Wolverines, digs in. Hitting .369 on the season, takes a first pitch strike, count 0-1. Steverson getting the call here in game 2 after getting the first game off. So the first time she'll see Lopes pitching here on this Friday night, as that pitch is tapped foul. Count quickly 0-2. Third consecutive batter that Jessie Morrison has gotten ahead, no balls and 2 strikes on. So Morrison working effectively thus far in her first start since last weekend. Again, going all 8 innings against Ohio State. 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, just misses. Count moves to 1-2. Brianna Moeller waiting on deck, went hitless, 0 for 3 in game 1. Looks to get back on track here tonight as that pitch is outside. Throw down to second is in time. Kaylee Dietrich gunning down Skylar Cook for out number 2. That throw right on the money as Shea Smith applies the tag. So 2 outs, nobody on, 2-2 count here to Lindsey Steverson, looking to get on here for the Wolverines. 2-2 pitch. Tap foul. Count remains 2-2, so we'll do it again. Morrison had a good pace right off the bat, only 10 pitches thus far. We'll see if she can pick up her first strikeout of the night right here against Steverson. We'll do it again, 2-2 pitch. Tap slowly on the left side. And as the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes, 6th pitch of this at-bat coming up between Morrison and Steverson. And the Lopes coming into this one winning each of their last 7 games. Utah Valley coming into this one 7-13 overall. As the 2-2 pitch from Morrison ripped down the third base line. That ball's going to stay fair as it trickles down the left field line. Maddie Dowdle fields it out there perfectly. It's going to be a stand-up double for Lindsey Steverson as she's 1 for 1 in this game. And just like that, Utah Valley has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So Lindsey Steverson rifling that one down the third base line. Past the diving Sierra Smith, unable to get a glove on that one. So we'll see if the Wolverines could capitalize after that 2-out extra base hit. Brianna Moeller hitting .292 on the season. Again, 0 for 3 in game 1 against Ryan Denhart. Comes into this at-bat with 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in. As that pitch is grounded softly to second, Torville has it on to first for the final out. So Utah Valley threatens, does not score as Morrison gets out of it as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. It's Utah Valley nothing, and the Lopes coming to bat. Well, remember to get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to shop.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. So the Wolverines picking up 2 hits against Jesse Morrison in the top half of the first inning after getting their first 2 hits of the ball game in the top of the 7th in Game 1 against Ryan Denhart. As the Lopes look to get on the board first. They're going to go up against the right-hander for the Wolverines, the junior Casey Jensen, coming into this one with a 4.81 ERA. Winless on the season, 0-3, looking to pick up her first win as a starter. 9th appearance overall. In 16 total innings pitched, she's allowed 18 hits, 11 earned run, 14 runs overall, while walking 15 and striking out 3. An opponent's batting average against Jensen is .295, so looking to get that down here tonight. As Lorianne Olson, the junior, digging in 0 for 4 in Game 1. Still looking for her first hit on the evening. As the first pitch ripped up the middle, snagging it is Jensen, throws to first for the easy out. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Jensen, as Lorianne Olson heads back to the dugout. Hit the ball hard, won't have anything to show for it, as Shea Smith is going to dig in, coming into this at-bat, hitting .400 on the season. Shea also going 0 for 4 in that game earlier today, as that first pitch is cut on and grounded softly to second. Right there is Lindsey Steverson for the putout, an easy 4-3 putout, and just like that, 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Couldn't ask for a better start if you're Casey Jensen.
The third baseman, number 3, Sierra Smith.
And that'll bring up Sierra Smith. And I'd be willing to bet that she'll be taking a pitch here against Jensen, not looking for a potential 3-pitch inning, as that pitch is taken just outside for a ball, count 1-0. Smith coming into this at-bat, hitting .347 on the season. Went 1 for 3 in Game 1. As she taps that one on the left side, and it's going to get through the hole and into left field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Sierra Smith, and the Lopes pick up their first hit of the night. So after 2 quick ground balls on 2 pitches, Sierra Smith taking a fastball on the outside corner and slapping one the other way through the hole at short for a base hit, and that'll bring up Savannah Torville, cleaning things up here tonight for the Lopes. Freshman, 0 for 1 earlier today, coming into this at-bat hitting .271. As Smith leads off at first, that pitch over the head of the third baseman, Riboletto. And just like that, the Lopes are in business. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. So what looked like an easy bottom half of the first inning for Casey Jensen quickly finds herself into trouble here with a runner in scoring position for the Lopes and Taylor Olson digging in. So quick mound visit here between Query and Jensen.
First baseman, number 8, Taylor Olson.
So back-to-back singles from Sierra Smith and Savannah Torville. Taylor Olson, the freshman, digging in, hitting .295, 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Again, Lopes looking to get on the board here first, as that pitch misses outside, count 1-0. Olson going 1 for 2 in Game 1, picked up an RBI. As that pitch ripped through the hole, knocked down there by Olson, won't be able to make a play, so 3 consecutive singles here for the Lopes here in the first, and just like that, all ducks on the pond for Lily Bishop. So a big spot here for Lily Bishop as the Lopes look to break out here in the first. So after 2 quick pitches on or 2 quick outs on 2 quick pitches off the bat of Lorianne Olson and Shea Smith. Sierra Smith, Savannah Torville, and Taylor Olson tallying singles here to load the bases as that first pitch misses low for a ball, 1-0. Bishop hitting .262 on the season. Also went 1 for 3 earlier today, batting .265, I might add. So we'll see if she can come up big here for the Lopes as Jensen delivers the 1-0. Pitch misses inside. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes, and nowhere to put Lily Bishop here with the bases loaded. You got Smith on third, Torville on second, and Olson on first. So Jensen's gonna have to come right after Lily Bishop here. And the 2-0 pitch ripped on the left side. Going to third is Olson. She gets the force out, and that'll do it. So Jensen gets herself into and out of trouble, and at the end of 1, we are still scoreless here in Phoenix. Let's go to the top half of the second inning. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
Watched it.
Getting ready to trade it in. What are you doing?
Just a little shopping. Wait, a new truck. Don't you think I should be involved?
Of course. We'll head over to Sanderson Ford as soon as I'm done.
I don't have time today. Hope we're going with 4 doors this time.
Ooh, of course. I know exactly what I want. I mean, we want. A lightning blue Ford F-150 Super Crew with EcoBoost.
All done.
Shop from home, buy from home, we deliver. From the dealer you can trust, Sanderson Ford.
Feel the thunder in the heart of Phoenix. GCU Lopes.
Back here on GCU TV, so the Lopes threatening in the bottom half of the first inning. Don't come away with a run after loading the bases after 2 quick outs for Casey Jensen. 3 consecutive singles off the bat of Sierra Smith, Savannah Torville, and Taylor Olson. Lily Bishop grounding in to the force out at third base. So Yessie Morrison back out on the mound here in the second. She'll deal with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in Utah Valley's order. So the first pitch is in there for a called strike count 0-1. Beja Query, the junior, hitting .327, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Oh, 1 pitch, taps slowly to short. Smith has it, throws across the diamond, and a great stretch by Taylor Olson over there at first base as they complete the 6-3 putout. So a nice play from both ends, and there's quickly 1 away here in the second.
Third baseman, number 27, Lena Revelino.
So Query hitting it hard enough there to get it past Sierra Smith at third. Shea Smith really had to hustle there in order to make that play. Taylor Olson with the extension over there at first to get Beja as that pitch is grounded sharply to short. More easier put out there for Shea Smith as she throws across the diamond. So just like that, 2 up and 2 down here in the second.
Number 24, Jordan Frias.
As Jordan Frias, the freshman, hitting .111, just 1 RBI on the season. Looks to get something going here for the Wolverines. Looking for their third base runner of the night. Again, did not pick up their first hit until the top half of the 7th inning in game 1, picking up 2 hits in the first inning. .1-0 pitch. Just misses outside, and the count moves to 2-0. It'll be the bottom third of the order for the Lopes in the bottom of the second inning with Maddie Dowdle, Taylor Kay, and Kaylee Dietrich due up against Jensen, who looks to bounce back after loading the bases in the first. 2-0 pitch, ripped on the third base side but foul, so the count moves to 2-1. Morrison with 12 pitches in the first, up to 22 at the moment right here. So looking for a first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Madison Cisco, the senior, waiting on deck as that pitch is tapped into left field for a base hit. So Cisco will get a plate appearance here in the second inning as Jordan Frias picks up a base hit. So with 2 outs, runner on first base, Cisco hitting .205, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Went 0 for 1 in her only plate appearance earlier today. As the first pitch from Morrison just misses inside count, 1-0. That pitch misses outside. Snap throw to first. Dietrich unable to get Frias as she slides back in head first. .2-0 pitch on the outside corner. Count moves to 2-1. Morrison able to clip the outside corner, gets the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire as she looks to battle back after falling behind 2 balls and no strikes. .2-1 pitch. Misses low, and the count moves to 3-1. So Utah Valley looking to start a rally here with 2 outs. Carly Olson, the freshman, hitting .286, waiting on deck, as Utah Valley would love to get her to the plate here in the second. 3-1 pitch. Ripped in left center field. That ball's going to get all the way to the wall. Kay fields it, throws into second. Holding up at third is Frias. So Utah Valley, just like that, has runners on second and third with 2 outs as they look to get on the board here first here in Phoenix. Cisco able to find her pitch there on 3-1 over the heart of the plate, able to lace that into the left center field gap. As the pitching coach comes out to talk to Morrison and the rest of the infield. So with first base open here, Morrison not having to come right after Carly Olson with the senior Skylar Cook waiting on deck. Remember, Cook had that infield single to kick off the game here moments ago. So we'll see how they deal with Carly Olson, again hitting .286, has 5 runs batted in on the season.
The shortstop,
Went 0 for 2 in game 1 against Denhart. A lot of 0-4s in that game against Ryan Denhart. Again, just 2 hits allowed, both coming in the top half of the 7th inning. So we'll see how Morrison deals with Olson. First pitch is in there. Grounder to the third. Smith throws across the diamond for the 5-3 putout. And just like that, Yessie Morrison gets herself out of trouble. So we'll head to the bottom half of the second inning as the Wolverines leave 2 runners in scoring position at the end of 1.5. We're still scoreless here in Phoenix. Well, welcome to the big leagues. The Grand Canyon Beverage Company has just launched a 16-ounce can of their popular energy drink Stampede. Keep up with the herd and head to GCBC to get yours. So Yessie Morrison getting 2 quick outs there on the top of the second inning. Utah Valley coming away with a single and then a double. So had runners on the second and third with 2 outs. But a quick ground ball out there by Carly Olson. And the Lopes will look once again to get on the scoreboard here first in the bottom of the second inning against Casey Jensen. Again, Jensen allowing 3 hits after getting the first 2 outs on 2 pitches in the bottom of the first against the Lopes offense. She'll deal with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters with Maddie Dowdle leading things off for the Lopes. The senior hitting .270 on the season. 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in.
the left fielder, number 4, Maddie Dowdle.
So Jensen gets a sign from Query. First pitch to Dowdle. Misses low for a ball 1-0. Remember, it was Matty Dowdle who picked up that huge solo home run against Florida State to get the Lopes on the board in that game where they defeated FSU 5-3. Now she goes around on that swing as the count moves to 1-1. One pitch ripped in the air to left, but it's going to hook foul. Matty Dowdle barreling that pitch up, unable to keep it fair as the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch from Jensen in the dirt. Doesn't get Dowdle to chase as the count moves to 2-2. So 6 total runners in scoring position left on base between both sides so far here through an inning and a half of play. As the count runs full 3-2 here on Dowdle. Jensen unable to get Matty to chase on either of those pitches in the dirt. Quick mound visit between Query, Cisco, and Jensen. Dowdle picked up 2 hits earlier today, going 2 for 3. Only Lopes hitter with 2 hits in that game. As the 3-2 pitch ripped down the third base side, hits the bag as it trickles into left field for a base hit. Dowdle thought about going for 2. She'll think better of it, head back to first with a leadoff single. And the Lopes have a runner on with nobody out here in the second. So a solid ground ball getting through on the third base side there for Dowdle, picking up her 3rd hit of the night. And Taylor Kay will dig in, looking to move the runner into scoring position. Kay hitting .262. Rebelito in at third base. As Kay again just looking to get Dowdle over as she squares the bunt, misses the bunt, count moves to 0-1. Kay picking up a hit as well in game 1, going 1 for 3. And again, just trying to slap the ball the other way. It's been Kay's approach all spring long. She takes that one outside, count moves to 1-1.
Let's go, 2-0, let's go, baby, let's go now.
And again, mainly the same lineup for the Lopes as it was in game 1. Kaylee Dietrich getting the start behind home plate, with Kaylee Holland getting the nightcap off. Only difference for the Lopes is that one's chopped up the middle. And there's going to be no play. It's going to be an infield single for Taylor Kay as Casey Jensen could not get a glove on that one. Goes right underneath her glove out there on the circle. And just like that, the Lopes are in business. Runners on first and second with nobody out.
The catcher, number 5.
So Kay picks up her 2nd hit on the day. First in this one. And Kaylee Dietrich has an opportunity to put the Lopes in front. So Dowdle will lead off second, Kay off first. First pitch from Jensen. Squaring is Dietrich, lays down a perfect bunt. Throw to first from Rebelito for the 5-3 putout. Runners move over to second and third. So Kaylee Dietrich does her job with the sac bunt, which is going to set up Lorianne Olson to at least drive in a pair here with a base hit. So the infield will come in for Utah Valley as Olson looks to give the Lopes the lead here in the 2nd inning. We'll see how Jensen approaches Olson here as that pitch is in the dirt. Nice block there from Query, able to not allow Dowdle to advance from third base. So 1-0 count coming here to Olson. Again, first base is open with Shea Smith waiting on deck. One-0 pitch. Sliced foul on the left side. Count moves to 1-1. Jensen trying to get Olson here, hitting 190 on the season. If he does lose Olson here, we would load the bases here with first base open. Shea Smith hitting 396, so Jensen really looking for the big out here. As that pitch is in the dirt, count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Not wanting to fall behind Olson here with runners in scoring position. Pitch count only at 20 for Jensen. As she delivers the 2-1 pitch. Just misses outside, and the count moves to 3-1. So a big pitch there from Jensen trying to nab the corner, does not get the call from the home plate umpire. As instead of a 2-2 count here on Olson, it's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. So we'll see if she tries to stay off the plate here on 3-1 with first base open, or comes right after Lorianne Olson here. Goes right after as she laces in the left center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Kay. She'll score as Olson's going to get caught in a rundown. And she's going to get tagged out by Carly Olson for the second out of the inning, but it's going to be a 2-run single for Lorianne Olson, and the Lopes have a 2-0 lead here in the second. So Olson does the job despite being tagged out there in the rundown.
Number 6.
As Dowdle and Kay both score on the play. So Shea Smith will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on now. Again, Lopes taking a 2-0 lead with 3 hits here in the bottom of the second inning, as that one's ripped to deep center. Going back is Cook on the track at the wall. Sayonara. Solo home run for Shea Smith. And just like that, the Lopes lead at 3-0 here in the second. So a big 3 spot for Grand Canyon against Utah Valley, as they have now scored more than they did in game 1, now leading at 3-0. That was Smith's 4th home run on the season, now has 18 runs batted in. Jumped all over that fastball from Jensen, as that home run will chase her from the ball game. After just going an inning and 2/3, allowing 7 hits, 3 earned runs, and again allowing that home run right there to Shea Smith. As Briley Marziel will now take over on the circle for the Wolverines. Comes into this one at 2-4 overall. In 33 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 62 hits, 39 runs, 27 of them earned. 7 walks while striking out 7 as well. So we'll see if she has more success here tonight than Casey Jensen did. Again, Jensen getting 2 quick outs in the first inning before loading the bases on back-to-back-to-back singles from the Lopes, able to get Lily Bishop to ground into the force play, able to get herself into and out of trouble. Does not get herself out of trouble here in the second after putting runners on second and third with less than 2 outs. Lorianne Olson picking up a 2-run single before Shea Smith launching her 4th home run of the season to the farthest part of the ballpark, as that first pitch misses high, 1-0 on Sierra Smith. And Sierra Smith got things going for the Lopes in that first inning, lacing a single into left field. As the 1-0 pitch misses high, count moves to 2-0. So Marziel trying to shut down the Lopes offense here in the second inning, trying to get it back to the top of the third for Utah Valley, as that one's going to dunk in for a base hit. Dowdy tried to trap it. She does not come away with the catch, as Sierra Smith is now 2 for 2 in this ball game. So with Smith aboard, Savannah Torville will get a plate appearance here in the second. Torville also lacing a single through the hole on the left side back in the first, would be left stranded at second base. As the Lopes look to continue their rally here. First pitch misses low, count 1-0. 1-0 pitch, hooked foul, count moves to 1-1. So the Lopes offense waking up here in the bottom half of the second inning here against Utah Valley. And with that base hit back in the first, Torville's average moving back up over 280 at 282. Looking for her second base hit right here as the 1-1 pitch misses high. Throw down to second as Smith is going to swipe second base. She'll head to third as the ball goes into center field. Thought better of it as she slides back into second. Cook unable to nab Smith at second base. So Sierra Smith swipes second base on the steal. Thought about heading to third as the ball trickled into center field. As she made up her mind not to go at the very last second, slides in head first at second base before Cook can nab her at the base. So with a runner on second with 2 outs, 2-1 pitch coming here to Torville. As again, Marziel looking to get out of the jam. 2-1 pitch, ripped into left field. It's going to be a base hit, and it's going to get past Moeller in left field and roll all the way to the wall. So standing up safely at second base is Savannah Torville. She's going to pick up the RBI single as Sierra Smith scores. And the Lopes tally on another one here in the second. It's 4-0. A laser there by Savannah Torville as Brianna Moeller unable to keep that one in front as it rolled all the way to the wall as it got past her, allowing Torville to move to second base. So another Lopes runner in scoring position as Taylor Olson looks to drive in Torville. Olson also 1 for 1, picking up an infield single back in the first as that fastball misses outside, count 1-0. So Lopes now with 9 hits through an inning and 2/3. As they look for more as that pitch is tapped slowly to third, but foul as the count moves to 1-1. Lopes with 4 runs on 6 hits thus far here in the second inning. As the 1-1 pitch, sliced foul, count moves to 1-2. A 2-run single from Lorianne Olson, scoring Maddie Dowdle and Taylor Kay to give the Lopes a 2-0 lead. Shea Smith launching a solo home run over the center field wall, her 4th of the year, to give the Lopes a 3-0 lead. That pitch misses outside, count 2-2. And Savannah Torville lining an RBI single, scoring Sierra Smith. Ball got past Moeller in left field, allowing Torville to advance to second. As Taylor Olson looks to battle here. 2-2 pitch here from Marziel, cut on and missed as she goes after the inside fastball. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Marziel pitch count up to 9 already as she has yet to record the final out here in the second. Lopes have only left 3 runners on base, all 3 of those coming in the first inning with the bases loaded. As the 2-2 pitch misses outside, count moves full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the Lopes really getting the best of Utah Valley pitching here in the second inning as they look to bring in more here, already up 4-0. 3-2 payoff pitch coming to Olson as that pitch is ripped into the air in right center field, and it's going to fall in for a base hit off the glove of Cook in center field. She gathers it, throws it in. It's going to be an RBI double for Taylor Olson, and the Lopes are pouring it on here in the second inning. It's 5-0. So Torville scores from second as she celebrates in the dugout with her teammates.
Number 27.
Marziel still looking for that final third out here in the bottom half of the second inning, with Lily Bishop digging in, looking to do more damage here for the Lopes. 5 runs on 7 hits, now of 10 hits total through an inning and 2/3 innings. Utah Valley's offense with 4 hits through the first 2 innings against Yessie Morrison, who's been on the bench for a while now after this huge inning from the Lopes. Jesse Morrison has been dominant all spring long for the Lopes. It'll be interesting to see if Utah Valley has a chance to chip away here as we soon enter the top half of the third inning. First pitch to Bishop, misses high and outside, count 1-0. Lily Bishop, of course, grounded into that fielder's choice at third base with the bases loaded and 2 outs back in the first. Looking to pass the baton to Maddie Dowdle as the Lopes have already hit around here in the second inning. That pitch misses up, count 2-0. And it looks like we're going to get a mound visit from the pitching coach. Marziel entering this game against Sierra Smith after Shea Smith chased Casey Jensen with that solo home run. Since entering the game, Marziel's allowed a single to Sierra Smith, an RBI single to Savannah Torville, and an RBI double to Taylor Olson as she has quickly fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes on Lily Bishop. Again, just trying to get the third out here in the second inning. And looking forward to the top half of the third inning, it's going to be Skylar Cook, Abby Dowdy, and Lindsey Steverson. So 1, 2, and 3 for Utah Valley, as again, they're just going to have to look to chip away at this point against Jesse Morrison. Two-0 pitch, chopped slowly on the ground to third. It's going to trickle foul, so the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Lily Bishop with still just 1 home run on the season. Again, coming last month against the Yale Bulldogs on a Sunday afternoon, launching it over the left field wall, over the left field netting. As the 2-1 pitch is ripped right at Rebolito at third base. She snags it for the final out. It was not an easy third out for Utah Valley, as again the Lopes pick up 5 runs on 7 hits. They leave 1 on. As we will head to the top half of the third inning, it's 5-0 Lopes. You are watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
One more member on our roster. Streets of New York is proud to announce Grand Canyon University to our winning team. We are now the official pizza of GCU. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable, and nonprofit.
Back here on GCU TV as the Lopes look to continue to roll in this one, up 5-0 now against Utah Valley, putting up a 5 spot on 7 hits in the bottom half of the second inning against Casey Jensen. Jay Smith connecting for her 4th home run of the season in that inning, as Brianna Aguilar is going to enter the game here for the Lopes. So Jesse Morrison throwing just 2 complete innings in this one, allowing 4 hits, no earned runs. So Bobo enters this one as she's going to face the top half of the order for Utah Valley, starting with Cook, who picked up an infield single to kick off this ball game. Squares to bunt, pulls back, count 1-0. Aguilar this season, 3-3. Has picked up 1 save in 47 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 50 hits, 23 earned runs, has walked 12 while striking out 26. And she delivers a 1-0 pitch outside 2-0. Pitch tapped foul. off the foot of Dietrich behind the plate, so the count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Bobo's last outing coming against Weber State last weekend, throwing 3 innings pitched, only allowing 2 hits, did not give up a run in that game. As that pitch taps slowly on the ground to third, Smith has it, throws across, and the ball is going to be dropped over there at first base by Olson, so Cook will reach to get things going here in the third for Utah Valley, as we have a runner on first base and nobody out. Throw a little bit up the line there for Smith. Olson tried her best with the full out extension, unable to keep that ball in the mid. As Dowdy will dig in, looking to move Cook into scoring position. Again, Utah Valley just looking to find a way to chip away here, down by 5 as that first pitch misses outside, count 1-0. Dowdy lining out sharply to Olson in right field back in the first. Looking to make solid contact in this at-bat as she fouls that one straight back. Count moves to 1-1. One pitch, just misses outside. Count moves to 2-1. Dietrich thought about the snap throw to first. Cook gets back in time. Dowdy is hitting .371 on the season, so no easy out here for Aguilar. As that pitch low in the dirt, and the count moves to 3-1. So the Wolverines may have an opportunity here against Aguilar with the heart of their order due up here. 3-1 pitch coming with a runner on first base and nobody out to Dowdy. And the 3-1 offering is sliced over that of Smith. That ball's going to get down on the left side for a base hit. So Dowdle picks it up, throws it to third. It's going to be a base hit for Abby Dowdy, her first of the night. And just like that, Utah Valley has something cooking. Runners on first and second and nobody out. So Dowdy able to find the line out there in left field, with Lindsey Steverson digging in, going 1 for 1 so far here today. Base hit in the first against Yessie Morrison, just trying to move the runners over here if she can, with Brianna Moeller waiting on deck. And the first pitch from Aguilar, cut on and missed. Count 0-1. So Steverson looking to get her team right back in this game with one swing. Leads Utah Valley with 5 home runs on the season. So a lot of pop in that bat. Could really use it right here for the Wolverines. 0-1 pitch in their first strike. Count moves to 0-2. Aguilar could use an out here with Moeller on deck, Query waiting in the hole. As again, Utah Valley with a golden opportunity here to get right back in this ball game. (0-2) delivery outside, as the throw is going to go to second as they caught the runner at third. Here's the throw to third in time. So Dietrich catching Cook over there at third base, stranding a little too far off the bag. It's going to get thrown out at third base with Torville covering the bag at second. Throws to Sierra Smith for the put out at third base. So a huge out for the Lopes changes the whole complexion of this third inning for the Wolverines. So now a 1-2 pitch coming to Lindsey Steverson here with a runner on second base, as that pitch is going to be cut on off the foot of Steverson as it trickles out to third base by Smith. So Dowdy advancing to second after Cook got picked off there at third base. And again, a great heads-up play by Kaylee Dietrich, able to find Cook stranding out there a little too far off the second base bag. As that pitch is ripped down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul, so the count remains 1-2. And what a big out this would be for Bobo right here to get Steverson before facing Brianna Moeller. After having runners on first and second and nobody out, just trying to get out of this jam with her team up by 5. 1-2 pitch. Sliced in the air, right field. Olsen says she has it. She does. Throw's going to come into third base. Not going to be in time as Abby Dowdy advances to third. So a runner on third base now with 2 outs for Utah Valley, with the left-handed bat, Brianna Moeller, digging in.
Left fielder, Brianna Moeller.
Moeller grounding out softly to Torville to end things back in the top of the first inning against Yessie Morrison, looking for her first hit of the day. Looking for her first RBI of the day as well. She slices that one down the left field line, but it's going to slice foul into the corner, so the count quickly 0-1. Utah Valley just trying to get at least 1 on the scoreboard here. Still plenty of softball left to be played in this one. As that pitch misses outside, count moves to 1-1. Aguilar's just thrown 15 pitches thus far here in the third. Again, just trying to get herself out of trouble after having runners on first and second and nobody out. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, and the count moves to 1-2. So Moeller just trying to protect the plate here now with 2 strikes, just trying to put the ball in play. As Dowdy leads off of third, 1-2 pitch here from Aguilar. Just misses inside as the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bobo wanted that one, does not get the call from the home plate umpire, as we'll do it again here with 2 balls and 2 strikes here against Moeller. Again, Beja Query waiting on deck for the Wolverines. As the 2-2 offering from Aguilar on the outside corner, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Utah Valley will come away with no runs here in the top half of the third inning. So Brianna Aguilar gets herself into and out of trouble. We will head to the bottom of the third inning. It's 5-0 Lopes. Up from the Center of Worship Arts comes Canyon Worship 2018, a collection of songs written, recorded, and performed by GCU's worship art students. Available now on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. So everything going right for the Lopes offensively and defensively through the first 2.5 innings of play here in Phoenix. Lopes putting up 5 runs on 7 hits in the bottom of the second inning. In the top of the third inning, Utah Valley looking like they were going to get right back in this game with runners on first and second and nobody out, with the heart of their order due up. A great heads-up play by Kaylee Dietrich, able to nab Sydney Cook, leaning a little too far off the second base bag. Savannah Torville able to throw her out at third base, with Sierra Smith applying the tag, which ultimately leads to Brianna Aguilar getting herself out of trouble with no damage allowed. So it'll be the bottom third of the order for the Lopes. Remember, they hit around in the second inning, so it'll be Maddie Dowdle, Taylor Kay, and Kaylee Dietrich here in the third against Briley Marziel. Marziel recording the third out of that inning. She did give up 2 earned runs of her own before getting that final out in the second. She's going to look to eat some innings here for Utah Valley. First pitch misses low, count 1-0. Dowdle with 3 hits on the day after going 2 for 3 in game 1. So 1 for 1 so far in this one. Average up to 280 on the season. As that pitch misses inside, count moves to 2-0. Pitch in the dirt, and just like that, a 3-0 count here on Dowdle, looking to get on base to start things here in the third inning for the Lopes. Pitch misses outside, a 4-pitch walk to Dowdle. And just like that, the Lopes have something going here in the third. Runner on first and nobody out with Taylor Kay digging in. And again, Kay just looking to move Dowdle into scoring position. That was her approach back in the second inning, tapping one up the middle underneath the glove of Casey Jensen, beating out an infield single, coming around to score on that 2-run single from Lorianne Olson to give the Lopes a 2-0 lead. First pitch, chopped to second base. Dowdle will get to second, no throw at first. It's the second consecutive infield single for Taylor Kay. Really utilizing her speed here in this one, 2 for 2. And again, the Lopes have runners on first and second with nobody out. So we knew Dowdle was going to advance to second base on that slow ground ball. Lindsey Steverson unable to get the ball out of her glove on that play as Kay reaches first base. And again, Kaylee Dietrich just trying to move the runners over here. Picked up the sac bunt in her last at-bat, setting up that 2-run single from Olson. We'll see what she does here. She squares again. And it looked like she was going to get the bunt down again as she taps it foul. Count moves to 0-1. So expect Dietrich to try and lay down another bunt here as the Lopes look to use the same formula they did last inning as she gets it down as it's going to be caught in the air by Rebelito. So great play there from Utah Valley's third baseman. A huge first out as there's still runners on first and second now with 1 out. So Dietrich unable to get that bunt down. A brilliant play from Rebelito.
Right fielder, number 20.
As Lorianne Olson will now dig in with runners on first and second. So Olson grounding out in the first, that big 2-run single, like I said, back in the second. As she's going to lay down a bunt, a beauty down the third base line, and it's going to be an infield single. Couldn't have drawn it up any better than Lorianne Olson did right there, right down the third base line. And all ducks on the pond yet again here for the Lopes. Bases loaded and 1 out.
Shortstop, number 6.
And best case scenario here if you're Coach Pearson with Shea Smith at the plate. You got Dowdle on third, Kay on second, Olson on first. Here's the first pitch from Marziel. Ripped up the middle. Making the play at second is Steverson. A run will score as Dowdle crosses home plate. Lopes now lead it 6-0. Smith picking up her second run batted in on the night. So Smith
Third baseman,
jumping all over that first pitch, off-speed pitch on the outer part of the plate, tapping it up the middle. Steverson with the infield playing in, ran back to tag second base. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs. And it's going to be Sierra Smith, who's 2 for 2 in this one, looking to drive in another run. So Kay on third. Smith on first. First pitch to Sierra Smith, lifted in the air to left. Right there is Moeller. She makes a play for the final out of the inning, but the Lopes do pick up 1 more run on 2 more hits. Let's go to the 4th. It's 6-0 GCU. You're watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
still open. Be sure to
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere. So you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit.
Back here on GCU TV, Lopes now in front 6-0 as Brianna Aguilar back out on the mound for her second inning in relief. Shea Smith picking up her second RBI of the night with a fielder's choice with the bases loaded and 1 out, scoring Maddie Dowdle. As it'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Utah Valley. Down by 6. Threatening early last inning, runners on first and second, nobody out, ran themselves out of the inning as the first pitch is cut on and fouled off, count 0-1. Beja Query 0 for 1 in this one, grounded out softly to short. Nice play by Shea Smith. An even better stretch by Taylor Olson on the backside for a great 6-3 putout. As the 0-1 pitch cut on and missed, count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. So Aguilar coming right after Query here, just again trying to eat up some outs here with the Lopes up by 6. And the Lopes with 6 runs on 12 hits through 3 innings. So the offense showing up here in game 2 after winning the first one 2-0. Pitch misses up, count moves to 1-2. Chopped foul. So Query able to stay in this at bat. Utah Valley with a runner on second, left stranded in the first. Runners on second and third with 2 outs, both left stranded in the second. And again, runners on first and second with nobody out in the third, unable to come away with a run as that pitch just misses outside. Count moves to 2-2. And only 4 total runners left on base for Utah Valley. Again, running themselves out of that rally in the third. Pitch ripped to second. Torville has it. Should be an easy play. 4-3 put out as she throws it over to Olson for the out. So 1 up, 1 down here for Brianna Aguilar. As Lena Rebelito, the sophomore third baseman, will dig in with nobody on. And again, it was Skylar Cook leaning too far off the second base bag last inning with runners on first and second and nobody out, resulting in the first out of the inning. Put a runner on second base with 1 out. Brianna Aguilar to get the final 2 outs. Utah Valley leaving a runner stranded at third base in the inning. As the 1-0 pitch cut on and missed, count moves to 1-1. Rebelito making a terrific play off that bunt attempt from Kaylee Dietrich with runners on first and second and nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, making a diving stab, able to keep the bunt in the air, not allowing the runners to advance to second and third. As that pitch misses low, count moves to 2-1 on Rebelito. Grounded out sharply to Shea Smith at short back in the second inning. So that pitch cut on and fouled off the foot of Rebelito. She'll shake it off. Count moves to 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Slice to first. Right there is Olson as she just takes 1 step on the bag. 2 up, 2 down here for Aguilar, looking for her first 1-2-3 inning. And you look how dominant the Lopes offense has been so far tonight. 12 hits, picked up 2 runs on 6 hits in game 1, as they were able to win that one 2-0 behind Ryan Denhart's masterful 7-inning 2-hit shutout. And Yessie Morrison only going 2 innings tonight before handing it over to Aguilar for these next 2 innings. Count quickly 1-0 on Frias. 10 hits through the first 2 frames at 5 runs, 2nd inning. His tap slowly to Shea Smith, throws across the diamond, an easy 1-2-3 inning for Brianna Aguilar. Let's head to the bottom of the 4th. Lopes look to add to their lead. It is 6-0 GCU over Utah Valley. Well, if you're visiting campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill. It's the perfect place to stay when coming to Grand Canyon University. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com. Canyon 49 Grill, a very pleasant place to go if you're kind of sick of the eating options here on campus. Have a great steak options, have great pork chops. That's at least the dinner menu. Have great wings, great burgers during the lunch hours. And it looks like it's going to be Briley Marziel back on the mound in her 2nd full inning of work. Remember, she entered the game in the bottom half of the 2nd inning, replacing Casey Jensen after only going an inning and 2/3, allowing 4 earned runs. And she will deal with the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Lopes order, starting with Savannah Torville, who's 2 for 2 in this one. Picked up a single into left back in the 1st and a single into left in the 3rd. Scoring Sierra Smith would advance to 2nd on the error by Brianna Moeller out there in left field. Ball was hit on a line. Moeller unable to keep it in front as it rolled all the way to the wall. As it'll be a 1-0 pitch. Tapped to 3rd, but foul. Count moves to 1-1. So it'll be Torville, Taylor Olson, and Lily Bishop. As again, the Lopes looking to add to their 6-run lead. And if the Lopes can continue to mount a lead in this one, it would be their 8th consecutive victory. As they look to advance to 20-13 on the spring. Two-one pitch to Torville. Ripped down the left field line, and it's just gonna hook foul. So Torville, what would have been an easy stand-up double, will head back to the plate as the count will move to 2-2. Just to the left of the line out there in left field, as Torville comes inches away from collecting her 3rd base hit of the night. So it'll be a 2-2 pitch coming here from Marziel. Looking for an easy first out, did not get it last inning, quickly getting herself into a jam as that pitch is ripped on the right side and past the glove of Steverson and into right field for a base hit. So Torville picks up hit number 3, her 3rd single of the night, and the Lopes have a runner on first base with nobody out for the 3rd consecutive inning. And it looks like it's going to be Christine Bellavia, pinch running at first base for Torville, so adding some speed out there on the base paths, with Taylor Olson digging in for her 3rd at-bat, also 2 for 2 in this one. Infield single back in the 1st against Casey Jensen, which loaded up the bases at the time, picking up an RBI double in her last at-bat. That drove home Savannah Torville from 2nd base as she rips that one in the air to center field. Going back is Cook. She will not get it. One hop up against the wall. Moving from 1st to 3rd is Bellavia. Moving to 2nd with her 2nd double of the night is Taylor Olson. Hit that one on the screws. And just like that, the Lopes in business again. Runners on 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. So the Lopes pouncing on this Utah Valley pitching so far here in game number 2, as it looks like that'll spell the end for Briley Marziel. So with the Lopes rallying again, they'll take the ball from Marziel. Lopes have runners on second and third and nobody out. So Savannah Torville picking up a single into right field, just getting it past the glove of Lindsey Steverson, and Taylor Olson jumping all over that first pitch fastball, ripping it over the head of Cook in center field, one hop up against the wall. So a new right-hander on the mound for Utah Valley. It's going to be Peyton Hammond. In 4 innings pitched this season, Hammond has allowed 14 hits, 13 earned runs, has only walked 5 while striking out just 1, has allowed 7 extra base hits thus far on the season. So we'll see if the Lopes offense can continue their success here tonight. I've been all over the Wolverines pitching. Lily Bishop 0 for 2 in this one, still looking to join the party. Again, fielder's choice to third base with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first. Grounded out softly in her last at-bat to end things in the bottom half of the second inning. Bishop hitting .254 on the season again, still looking for that big blow after that huge home run against Yale a number of weeks ago. Would love to drive in a pair right here.
Number 27, Lily Bishop.
As Bellavia leads off of third. Pitch misses up, count 1-0. Rachel Hammonds, the freshman, pinch running at second base for Taylor Olson. So a lot of speed on the base paths for the Lopes as they look to drive in 2 right here. Pitch taps foul on the third base side. So the count 1-1 on Bishop. Lopes have loaded the bases in each of the last 2 innings. Of course, the bottom half of the second inning, much more successful with a 5 spot. Just 1 run in the third inning. Shea Smith came up to the plate with bases loaded and 1 out. Tapped one slowly on the ground to second as a run scored on a fielder's choice. Sierra Smith would then loft one in the air to left field for the final out. As that pitch misses low in the dirt, count moves to 2-1. First base is open as, again, the Lopes look to load the bases for the 3rd consecutive inning with Maddie Dowdle waiting on deck. Already 1 for 1, has reached base twice in this one. Reached on base with a 4-pitch walk in her last at-bat. As will be a 2-1 pitch to Bishop. Lifts that one in the air, right center field. Coming in on it is Cook. Tagging from third is Bellavia. Here's the throw, not in time. Throw to third, and they're going to get Hammond. Oh no, she slides in ahead of the tag. As Rebelito unable to get the tag out in front of Bellavia's foot on the bag. So Bellavia scores at home. Hammond's able to slide in ahead of the tag. So the Lopes have a runner on third base with 1 out. They now lead it 7-0 on the sac fly from Bishop. Utah Valley upset with the call over there at third base. Would have had 2 outs and nobody on. Instead, we have another runner on third base for the Lopes, another runner in scoring position with 1 out, as the head coach is going to come out and talk to the third base umpire. Wants an explanation. Rachel Hammond's doing an excellent job getting underneath that tag from Rebelito, as Query was right on the money with that throw. Hammond's trying to advance a bag after Bellavia tagged up from third base to score on the sac fly. So she'll be at third base with 1 out. Maddie Dowdle digging in, looking to reach base for the 3rd time tonight. Again with a single in a left field back in the second. Walked on 4 pitches in the third. Came around to score on the fielder's choice from Shea Smith. Infield will come in for Utah Valley. As that pitch misses high, count 1-0. Again, Dowdle with 12 runs batted in, looking for her 13th RBI of the season, with Hammonds waiting just 35 feet away. Pitch misses outside, count moves to 2-0. So with the 2 hits in this inning, the Lopes now have 14 total hits through 3 1/3 innings of play. As that pitch misses up, count moves to 3-0. So the Lopes bats, without a doubt, coming alive here in this one against the Wolverines. Again, with a win here tonight, they will take this series. They, again, will play tomorrow on Saturday night against the Wolverines as that pitch misses way outside. Second consecutive 4-pitch walk to Maddie Dowdle as she jogs down to first base. Runners on the corners now with 1 out. As Taylor Kay looks for her first RBIs, it looks like it's going to be Jordan Keaton stepping in. So Kay's going to get pinch hit by Jordan Keaton here, as Keaton's going to get an opportunity to join in on the fun.
Pitch hitting for GCU, number 22, Jordan Keaton.
So Taylor Kay going 2 for 2 with 2 infield singles on the day. First one getting past the glove of Casey Jensen back in the second inning. Second one, a chopper on the ground to Lindsey Steverson, unable to get the ball out of her mitt, allowing Kay to reach. So Keaton will dig in. As the first pitch misses outside, 1-0. Hammond's on third, Dowdle on first. Keaton hitting .235 with 8 runs batted in, has 8 hits and 34 total at-bats. As a 1-0 pitch, off-speed pitch, drops in their first strike. Moving to second is Dowdle, so that eliminates the ground ball double play possibility for Utah Valley. Lopes now have 2 runners in scoring position, runners on second and third, and 1 out. The throw coming into third base there by Query, trying to catch Hammonds off guard. So the infield comes in once again for Utah Valley. Can ill afford to give up another run here, down by 7. As that 1-1 pitch taps slowly on the ground, right side, goes foul. So the count moves to 1-2 here on Keaton. Again, just trying to put the ball in play here. Come across another run for the Lopes. One-two pitch. Spoiled foul there by Keaton. So Peyton Hammond trying to get out of this inning with no runs allowed on her doing. It was Briley Marziel allowing 1 run on 2 hits so far here in this inning. Peyton Hammond coming into this one with a 19.50 ERA as the 1-2 pitch lifted in the air. Fairly deep center. Going back on it is Cook. That'll retire Keaton. Throw comes into third, not in time. Hammonds will tag from third and score, so it's going to be a sac fly for Jordan Keaton. Picks up her 9th run batted in on the season. And the Lopes now lead it 8-0 here in the 4th. So Dowdle moves over to third base with 2 outs. As again, the Lopes tack on 2 more here in the 4th. Just pouring it on here against Utah Valley. As we'll see what Coach Pearson has in mind here in this at-bat. Kaylee Dietrich due up.
Pitch hitting for GCU, number 12, Kaylee Holland.
And it looks like it's going to be Kaylee Holland pinch hitting for Kaylee Dietrich. So Dietrich laying down a sac bunt in the second inning. Tried to lay down a sac bunt last inning in the third. Popped one up at third base to Rebelito. So 0 for 1 in this one as that pitch just misses low. Count 1-0. Holland started game 1 for Ryan Denhart. Did not see an official at bat in this one, did reach base. Again, hitting 259 as the 1-0 pitch off speed. Drops in there for a called strike. Count moves to 1-1. That pitch taps slowly to second base. Steverson has it, throws to first for the final out of the inning. So Dowdle is going to be left stranded at third base, but not before the Lopes pick up 2 more runs on 2 more hits. We'll head to the 5th. It is 8-0 Lopes. You are watching GCU softball right here on GCU TV.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
When my hot water heater failed, she was pregnant, in-laws were coming, a little bit of water, it rocked our world.
I had no idea the amount of damage that water could do.
We called USAA, and they greeted me as they always do. Sergeant Baker, how are you? They were on it. It was unbelievable. Having insurance is something everyone needs, but having USAA, that's a privilege. We're the Bakers, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today.
Back here on GCU TV, Brianna Aguilar back out on the mound for her 3rd inning in relief. Looking for another easygoing inning here against Utah Valley. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Wolverines. Madison Cisco, the first baseman, leading things off. Lopes able to tack on 2 more runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Peyton Hammond relieving Kylie Marziel. As that pitch is in there for a called strike. Count 0-1, so it'll be Cisco, Olsen, and Cook as Utah Valley looking to get on the board here, down by 8 in the 5th. As the 0-1 pitch hits sharply to third. Nice play from Smith. A great scoop on the back end from Taylor Olsen for the 6-3 putout. And there's quickly one away here in the 5th. Nice stop in the hole there from Shea Smith, able to gather herself, throw across the diamond. Great scoop on the back end from Taylor Olsen. So with 1 away and nobody on, Carly Olsen 0 for 1 in this one. Again, Utah Valley just looking for a base runner here against Aguilar. First pitch in there for a strike, count 0-1. And again, it has been all Lopes in this one. 5 runs on 7 hits in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Shea Smith connecting for her 4th home run of the spring. Lopes able to tack 1 on in the 3rd, 2 on in the 4th. As that pitch is sliced into right field for a base hit. Olsen thought she may have had a play at first base. Will not have the speedy Olsen, so Olsen now 1 for 2 with that base hit. 5th hit of the night for Utah Valley. They have a runner on first base and 1 out. So Skylar Cook will dig in for the 3rd time tonight. Again, infield single, kicked off the ball game. Would reach in her 2nd at bat, able to get into scoring position before being picked off by Kaylee Dietrich from behind the plate. Would be gunned out at third base by Savannah Torville. Looking like it's going to be Abby Tuttle, pinch running at first base for Carly Olsen, looking for a little bit more speed as, again, Utah Valley looking to get on the board. Cook squares to bunt. Pulls back. Pitch misses just outside, count 1-0. So through 2 1/3 innings thus far, Bobo has only allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, has struck out 1, has thrown 38 total pitches. Again, coming into this one with 3 wins and 3 losses in 50 innings pitched. There's a 1-0 pitch. Cook thought about the bunt, pulls back, looks to slice that one the other way, does not make contact with it. Count moves to 1-1. And Utah Valley has had their chances to break out in this one again, leaving 5 runners in scoring position through the first 3 innings. Left a runner on second base back in the first. That pitch misses outside, 2-1. Left runners on second and third in the second before leaving runners on first and second with nobody out in the third against Aguilar. Tuttle leads off first, 2-1 pitch, ripped up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So with the infield playing in, Cook able to hit it past Shea Smith at short. Runners on first and second now with 1 out as Utah Valley has another runner in scoring position for the left-handed bat, Abby Dowdy.
Number 13, Abby Dowdy.
So Dowdy digs in, 1 for 2 in this one. Picked up a base hit into left back in the third. So Utah Valley now with 7 hits in this ball game. Still looking to scratch across a run. Outfield playing very deep, just in front of the warning track as that pitch is cut on, fouled straight back, count 0-1. Dowdy with 3 home runs on the season. Lopes would love for a ground ball inning double play right here from Aguilar as Dowdy squares the bunt, fouls it off. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Oh-2 pitch off the glove of Holland, stares down Tuttle at second base. Tuttle thought better of it, heads back to second base. Utah Valley not trying to get picked off on the base paths here, down by 8. As it'll be a 1-2 pitch here from Aguilar. Just misses outside, count evens up at 2-2. 2-2 pitch, called strike 3, and Abby Dowdy will take a seat. So a big strikeout there for Brianna Aguilar, picking up the 2nd out of this inning. And Utah Valley is 1 out away from stranding another runner in scoring position in this ballgame. So Lindsay Steverson, the junior, looking to pick up her 2nd hit of the day in a big way here, with Tuttle on second and Cook on first with 2 outs. Aguilar looking to close the door as the pitch is in there for a called strike, count 0-1. The Lopes have left more runners on base compared to Utah Valley thus far, but have had way more success in driving in those runners as that one is ripped to left field, but right at Dowdle for the final out of the inning. And for the final out of the game as well, as Grand Canyon is going to defeat Utah Valley by a final score of 8-0 in 5 innings. This one was all GCU. Brilliant performances from Yessie Morrison and Brianna Aguilar after Ryan Denhart's masterful performance in Game 1. Again, a 5-run inning for the Lopes in the second, capped off by Shea Smith's 4th home run of the season. Lopes will tack on a few more in the third and then the fourth to complete this 8-0 win in 5 innings, as the Lopes have now won 8 straight as they look to complete the sweep against Utah Valley tomorrow afternoon. So thanks for tuning in here on GCU TV, and again, catch the Lopes for their final game against Utah Valley tomorrow at 6 p.m. And be sure to follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. From everybody here at GCU TV, I'm Jack O'Hara saying having a great rest of your Friday night, and as always, go Lopes.